Well, you know, I like to talk over people.
Sorry.
Bleep me and call me Shirley. That was a lot of fun. That was really Doctor Who.
I'm going to say I didn't get it. I'm going to say that because I don't want to say it was a bunch of badly plotted shit two weeks in a row.
I enjoyed it a lot. I felt that it was very intense, very that thing where you stop watching it and then it takes a little while for you to adjust to reality. It had that kind of experience where it was so intense that you were in it.
I thought it was strange. It took a while for me to try and figure some of it out, but I quite liked it in general, kind of towards kind of worked out roughly the storyline. Once I figured that out, I quite enjoyed it.
Thank you, Shirley. I thought it was great. I honestly, this is a proper masterpiece of Doctor Who. It's been a long time since I've been like properly on the edge of my seat with this story.
Loved it. Favourite episode of the series so far?
Not my favourite, but pretty high. I enjoyed it, but I think I'm going to need a second watch because I think I might have missed bits. It's just one of those episodes that had so much in it.
Yeah, I've noticed that with criticism so far, people seem to be saying like, oh, this is so hard to follow, I can't grasp this, I need to give it a second rewatch.
I really, really enjoyed the episodes until I really, really didn't. I really thought there were some brilliant ideas there on what you could do in terms of horror, but there were two ideas that meshed together. Maybe they were quite rushed, but I could forgive that.
I really liked it. Like, I thought it was a really nice, like, kind of eerie story. However, like, it did feel weird for me that like, it turns out that the whole Mad Jack thing was actually the politician that the Doctor was talking about at the start.
Gonna be honest, I was let down by the episode because I was actually really looking forward to the episode, not gonna lie, because, well, I heard that it was going to adapt kind of Welsh folk horror,
and I wished either the episode was one thing or the other. I wished the episode would have been a Welsh village horror and it stuck around there and stayed and kept that atmosphere and resolved it through dealing with the collection of witchcraft material up in the hill, and they came to a solution with that. That could have been an episode of its own rights, but all the tension we had from that was undercut immediately because she just nipped off on the train to London instead, and none of it really mattered being isolated like you would have in a usual Welsh horror.
For a Welshman, Russell T Davies doesn't seem to like Welsh people because every Welsh person in that episode was a dick. You had like the guy who's desperate to blow up the world, and you had all the inhabitants of that Welsh village, that pub, who were absolute shits. The woman said, how dare you come out here and ask for service in my pub? How dare you try and have a room for the night when I let out rooms? It was like, it was so weird.
It starts off as a kind of folk horror, a kind of Wicker Man kind of feel, and like Wicker Man is one of my favourite films, if not my favourite film of all time.
And Jamie put it perfectly to me earlier. It just does this lovely flip into being a Black Mirror episode. So it goes from being this scary, folksy feeling thing into being this kind of like, shit, what's going to happen Black Mirror episode of her hurtling into the future. There was a bit of an edge of years and years to it as well, but it was really nice the way it kind of played all that stuff.
Yeah, I like the whole politics stuff because I like the Doctor Who did that quite well.
Yeah, no, it done it really
well. It did that beautifully. But I was kind of sitting there going, why are we leaving Neo? Can we not, please? They said, yes, he wants to own all the nuclear weapons and blow the whole place to smithereens pretty much.
Yeah.
But would it not be wiser to do that within NATO so then everybody attacks each other? And it might go a bit quicker?
That's a good point, actually. Yeah.
I don't think it bothered me too much for me to go, oh, I don't like the episode. I just thought it was a bit of a juxtaposition for it to go something eerie for then Mad Jack to be the politician. However, the actor who played him, I forget his name, and I'm so sorry, but he was done a phenomenal job.
The politics as well, like, I actually thought was okay. It was probably the best RTD has done politics. As a politician, I thought he did a relatively okay job with the broad strokes of populism and roughly understood how elections worked for once. So good on him for that.
The whole politician stuff and, you know, like, it felt very in keeping and futuristic because it mentions the cost of, like, you know, living and benefits and money going up, and it was like, what, a £10,000 spend?
To be honest with you, that whole speech, I'm just sitting there going, they're talking about 2046, but it sounds like 2024.
Millie Gibson, fantastic. Well done. I don't think there's another actor who's played a companion who could have done that. She was amazing. That one episode was all hers, it was all her, and she delivered fantastic. Really, genuinely well done. Amazing.
I liked the way it was done too much without the Doctor being there, so we'll be kind of had that chance to kind of show off kind of her acting abilities and that sort of thing. Rather than always relying on the Doctor as being the main character in it.
Ruby, I just feel so bad for her in that episode because the pub eventually, even though they allowed her to stay in there just for a place to stay the night and have some breakfast and some food. When they found out that one of the patrons refuses to go back to the pub, they just kicked her out. And then when her foster mum goes to talk to that woman, she kicked her out as well and changed the locks. And when Unit tried, not even Unit was able to help her. Like, when you saw those Unit soldiers tried to apprehend that woman, and Kate Stewart, overhearing what the woman was saying, saying, disengage. And then she drove off all the other Unit soldiers, and Ruby looked like she was having a complete a bit of a breakdown when she just threw that coffee cup on the ground.
But I really love how, like, Ruby realised that she was weaponising her own sort of demon.
Yeah.
And it was great.
It felt really satisfying.
And obviously the whole 73 yards thing, it being older Ruby, her keeping that distance, and that bit when she realised what was going on, realised who she was, and just going back and back and back to stop her. I think that's a very, like, especially considering it's not the Doctor that's there, it's a very unique way for a companion to take out, because he was the villain more or less of the story.
Yeah.
It wasn't her, obviously.
And it's also, I'm hoping, because obviously the whole gimmick of that was this is who Ruby is, and that whole very well shot dramatic moment of them just quickly turning slowly and looking and then just flipping off and disappearing.
Yeah.
Like, brilliant.
Great to see Kate again. It's always nice when she shows up.
I love that Kate Lethbridge Stewart returned because I think she's such a great character. So to have her back was good. And like when she came in, I thought, oh, she can finally help Ruby. But then I was like, oh no, something's going to happen here. And then that's when even Kate turned her back on Ruby, which I thought, oh, this is when stuff's getting real.
How did Ruby end up getting tweaked back in time at the end? I don't quite understand that. So I'm hoping that this will be expanded on in later episodes, because I think that we're owed a bit more explanation than we've got so far.
I really take umbrage with how the ending took place. I was fine with unanswered questions about what was being said to people, about what was really so bad about Roger App Williams. I just didn't get how is she the old woman? How does she magically get there? Like, I don't get that. That bit is what gets to me.
In conclusion, first half, brilliant folk horror. Second half, boring political drama. As a whole, episode with missed potential.
Great episode. Small nitpicks here and there, but I enjoyed it and I would definitely give it another watch.
Kind of hugely confused at the end of the episode, but I still thought it was really, really good.
So I'm glad to see the return of Mystery. I think RTD did a great job in this. I think it's one that I'll look forward to recommending people in the future, and I cannot wait to see how the rest of the series goes.
No, me neither. I think it's amazing. It's probably one of the best episodes I've watched in a long time. On the edge of my wee seat.
I'll go up and see what you're saying. I can't get up. Action.
We don't need anything else. We're fine. We're fine.